So, there's one more thing I want to talk about tonight, and then I'm going to hang it up. Got a lot to do tomorrow, so I got to get some rest, but I still want to talk to y'all. So, here's the deal. The first thing I'd like to say is, and if you want to repeat after me, that's good, and I encourage it. I am a good person. You say it. And I deserve to be able to talk about myself in a good way. I'm a good person, and I deserve to be able to talk about myself in a good way. Ooh. Scary. Here's the deal. Um, it's okay to start liking yourself. It's okay to start loving yourself. And it is okay to start saying good things about yourself. It's okay to give yourself some credit for some things you've done. It's okay to feel good about what you've done. If you've done a good deed for somebody, it's okay to be proud of yourself for doing that good deed. I did something today. I went to the funeral of somebody I didn't even know. I was kind of invited, but I went and comforted this person who had no idea who I was. No clue at all. I didn't know him. But I went to the funeral and did a good deed by saying the right thing to this guy. And I knew what to say because I'm intuitive like that, And I said the right things to him, and I said some things to him that I know are going to stick with him, and that's okay. I'm fine with that. And that was my intention. But, he needed to hear it, and I was glad to be the person to say what I said. And I meant what I said, and I always do. Always. Unless I say I'm joking. But other than that, for the most part, like if I'm just talking like this, I mean what I'm saying. And, I'd like to give a shout out to myself today for doing a good deed today, and that it's okay to do that. And it's okay to talk about good things you've done. You are not egotistical just because you pointed out something good you did. If you are truly a humble person and you're not full of yourself and you're just talking about something nice that you've done or something good you've accomplished, it's okay to say that. It really is. I'll always accept that from you. We're just people. We're humans talking, it's like, it's okay. So what I'm getting at is I'm okay these days. I'm okay with giving myself credit for things. I'm totally okay with that. I'm totally okay with it. I really am. I have no problem giving myself credit for some shit I've done. It's good. I think you should do the same. I think when you do something good, when you accomplish something, you should talk about it. You totally should. Because you're a human being and you deserve it and you've earned it. You've earned the excuse to, the reason to talk about yourself in a good way. The point I'm getting at is this. I'm going to be more specific now. I've seen some attacking going on lately. I've had some people come at me with some hateful things, some hateful words, and people that were trying to discredit me and tell me I was doing the wrong thing and that I wasn't real and that I was full of shit and I was this and that and the other. Well, the first thing I'd like to say is that the people that came from, and it was more than one today. Today was like a weird day for people to talk a lot of shit about people they didn't know. Really bizarre. I don't know what's going on. Like, I thought today was Earth Days. It's like, I think everybody would be thinking about not littering and whatever. No, people were shit talking real bad today. I don't know what everybody's smoking, but whatever. So I got a lot of negativity from people today. People that just kind of came out of nowhere with it. And I was like, what the hell? Where's this coming from? Like, which left field, is this coming out of? It's just bizarre. And I thought, well, you know what? Number one, I'm not bothered by it, because the thing is, when somebody spews negativity towards me, like I said in my last video, I don't get vengeful like I used to. I used to get bloodthirsty, vengeful. I was fucking ruthless. I was just mindless. I was bad with revenge, real bad, because I'd go so overboard with it. And I did some damage. I really did. And I'm not that way anymore. I don't feel the need to do that anymore. But there was a time when like I say in the other video, I was not one to be messed with. I was just rough. You wouldn't believe that now. Like, people wouldn't believe me if I told those stories now, because like, it doesn't seem that way, and I know it doesn't. That's the whole point, is that I've grown past it. I've matured past that. I'm just saying, at that time I was hard. It was hardcore. And I'm glad that I'm not that way anymore, because that's not the way to live. That's a waste of energy, and that was a waste of, a lot of time and effort and energy, being vengeful when I could have let it go, but at that time I couldn't, because I was like so swallowed up by fear and stuff like that. But anyway, so I don't do that revenge stuff anymore. I'm not into that. And so when people pop up, trying to shit talk me or whatever, I don't waste my energy on having a bad reaction anymore, because I know it's not worth it. And after a certain point, in a way, I sort of feel bad for the person who's doing it, because somebody who puts that kind of effort into coming at you with bullshit like that, with negative bullshit, is feeling real bad, because the negative emotion, the negative vibes have to come from somewhere. They have to originate somewhere. Somebody doesn't just like start talking about something, it's got to come from somewhere. They don't just like make it up in the moment. There's a hidden emotion in there somewhere where that source is. And so when it comes out, and they say whatever it is they're going to say to you that's so awful, the first thing I'd like you to remember is, number one, don't give away your power by having an over-the-top reaction. Don't give away your power by having a bad reaction, because that's mistake number one. Hold on to your power. Align your chi. Okay, whatever you're going to do. And take a deep breath. Think about the reaction you want to have, and ask yourself, is that going to help me right now? And it's yes or no. It's going to be yes or no. And you go from there. The next thing I want you to do is remember that the person who is coming at you, like I've had so many times in my life, I could write a book on this, but the person coming at you who's that miserable is saying that shit because there's something in them that's not right. And instead of just dealing with it, they got to come at you. Especially when all you've done is mind your own business and not bother that person. Or in fact, better yet, you've been good to that person. And you stood up for them when they didn't know it, for example. I could go on, but I'll leave it at that. And you've got somebody, and that's just for people That's not even the strangers I heard from today. Like, people talked to me today that, like, I didn't know, and they just had all kinds of shit to say, and I was like, it's been nice, like, whatever. So, just, I don't know what happened with today, but, like, today was real weird about people just, like, unleashing the dragon, and I was like, well, just tell me how you really feel, get it out. You obviously need to get it out. Just say it, it's whatever, but I'm sure not gonna worry about it. I'm still gonna go to sleep and, like, have prophetic dreams like I always do, and smoke some wormwood and drink some mead and talk to my ancestors and some other ghosts, and you know, sleep like a baby and play with my son tomorrow. So my life's not going to change just because somebody's pissed off. Boo hoo, I'm like, what do you want me to do? So anyway, my point is, don't worry about that shit. But yeah, today was weird about negativity, really weird. I don't know what happened. I don't know what was wrong with everyone today, but don't listen to that. If you know what you're doing, then you don't have to listen to somebody trying to tell you you're wrong. Like I said, everybody's path. Sorry, I'm itching a lot right now. I don't know why. I think I'm dehydrated. Everybody's path is set up a certain way, so the things that happen in their life happen for a reason at the time it's supposed to happen. Even though time doesn't really exist, but we'll get to that some other time. But pun intended. So what I'm saying is, things happen for a reason. You learn lessons for a reason, and you learn it at the right time that you're supposed to learn it, and it's for a reason. And if somebody else doesn't understand what you're doing or what's going on in your life, you know what? It's okay. It's okay that they don't understand. But there's just no reason to come at people just because they're trying to do the right thing. There's just no reason for that. I have worked hard to earn the things I have, and I've been a good person, and I pat myself on the back for that a lot, because it's taken me so long to get to the point where I have enough self-love and enough self-respect to admit to myself that I'm a good person and I deserve good things. I'm talking about baby steps. Like, it's taken me forever to get to that point where I could just say, maybe I'm not worthless. Maybe I do have a purpose. And I went from that. I grew in leaps and bounds in the past few months. And I went from that to, you know what? I'm good. I'm good. I got it. I'm good. It's okay. I got it. I can do this. And I've grown so much, and I've transformed so much in such a short amount of time that I'm feeling good about my life right now. Feeling really, really, really good about it. Things are finally happening for me that have not happened before. I mean, just a lot has happened, and a lot has taken place, and a lot of good things have happened, and I'm so grateful for all of it, because I've been through so much, and things are finally coming together for me. So I don't feel bad about talking about good things I've done, because I think I deserve it. I really do. I think I deserve it. And now that I tell myself that shit all the time, I have good things coming to me all the time. New opportunities, new people, just all kinds of stuff that is just good experiences. And I'm glad for all of that. And I deserve it. And you deserve it. So when somebody has the nerve to tell you that you don't deserve to give yourself credit for something, you have my permission to tell them to go to hell, because they don't know anything about your life and what you've been through, for one thing. They don't know how hard you've worked behind the scenes. Unless it's somebody that's with you 24/7 and follows you around and sees every single move you make, like your guardian angel or whatever. If it's not somebody that's following you like that, then they have no right to say what you've done and what you haven't done, or what you've accomplished and you haven't accomplished. No one can tell you, oh, you're not doing good enough, or you're not legitimate, or if it's not this, then it's not right. You know what? There's different forms of martial arts. There's different forms of acting styles. There's different forms of fashion. There's different forms of everything. And somebody who's in a slightly different genre, who's not doing quite the same thing you're doing, really has no fucking place telling you whether or not you're doing it right, as it were. So don't let anybody do that to you. Because I'm sure as hell not going to let anybody do it to me. I could go on, but I'm not going to. But I think that people think that nice people like me are dumb and that we don't catch on to shit. And that's not true. The best part about that is that it's not true. It's just that nice people like me have a tendency to keep our mouths shut because we don't want to start shit, because we try to avoid negativity. But sometimes it just finds us anyway. And, you know, sometimes it just finds you. And deal with it how you will, you know, but my advice is to not be too negative back to them, because, you know, that's not worth your time. Your effort and your time and your energy needs to go into making you a better person, not worrying about what somebody else is doing. So be good to yourself. Take credit for shit you've worked for, because you deserve it. And don't be afraid of that. And anybody that tries to snuff out your light while you're in the middle of doing something and trying to accomplish something and trying to build yourself up and build yourself into a better person, you know what? Ignore them. Ignore them. There's a word for that, and the word that I like to use is jealousy. So, ignore it. Because somebody's jealousy and somebody's hurt feelings is not going to change your life. You can still go on living, doing the things you intend to do, whether somebody's hurt about it or not, you know, feeling hurt or not. That is neither here nor there. You keep going on doing what you're doing. You're doing fine. If you feel like you're doing the right thing and you're working on yourself and you're trying to do something and be a better version of yourself, keep doing that. Because you're learning about you. That's the whole point of life, is to learn about yourself so you can, like, be the best you can be. I want to see people soar. You know, I want to see people, like, fucking improve and, you know, go to the top and be, like, the best that they've ever been, you know, and be the best version of themselves, and, like, learn about themselves and get through all their dark parts and work all that out and see the light within themselves and get past all the old hurdles and stuff and advance and do better and be happy. I want all of that for you. And when you have somebody who doesn't like to see you do that, you know, you just got to ignore it. You just have to ignore it. Because you deserve better. Plain and simple. That's it. So don't let anybody drag you down with that shit, okay? And the last thing I'd like to add is, more specifically, that I also work hard to do the things I do and accomplish the things I accomplish. And I am hard on myself about that. You can ask anybody who knows me. I'm hard on myself about my accomplishments and what I do every day and getting things done and getting things checked off my list. I drive people nuts with that. I'm very hard on myself about that. So what I'm saying is, the things that I have accomplished and the goals I've reached, especially here lately, are things that I've had my heart set on for a long time, and things that I've always known that I could do. It's just that I didn't give myself credit for it because I thought I didn't deserve it. And things that apparently I've always done, just didn't know that I've always done because I didn't know that it was a real thing. Energy healing is one of them. I have always done that. The life coaching thing, I have always done that. I didn't realize that until recently, that this is shit I've always been able to do with people, and I just didn't know that it was a thing, that it was a real thing that people did and could get on paper, you know, or prove. Just wasn't aware of it. So for somebody who has been doing shit all their life, and they turn around and know that they have to take a class to get the documentation to prove that they know what they're doing, even though they've always done it, If you go into business, you have to have documentation proving that you know what you're doing in order to run a healthy business. You sometimes you just got to prove that you're educated and shit like that. I'm hardcore about paperwork, so I like to have my paperwork in order. Obviously, I've got this huge ass file thing here, so I'm weird about that. I take that seriously, and people like me don't like to hear from other people that what we're doing isn't good enough and that we're not doing it right, and that we're not legitimate or whatever, because it's true. The truth is, people like me actually are fucking legitimate because we're genuine. That's the difference. People like me don't put on airs and graces and have a damn facade. That's the difference. The things I study and the things I learn, I've done it my whole life, but anyway, it's not like I had to take it's not like I had to learn how to do this either. Like, I could have taken a class to prove I do beadwork, but really I do it anyway, and I've always done this, so here it is. And in fact, all this jewelry right here, all of those, I've made all of those. All that beadwork there, I did all that. I don't have a certificate for that, but you know what? I don't need a certificate for that because I know how to do that. The certificate ain't worth shit. It doesn't prove anything, except that I went through some school. Well, so what? I don't have a certificate for all those beads and shit. I still made all that. And that stuff's expensive too. I spent a lot of money on that. It's valuable, or at least it is to me and anybody else that does beadwork. So I don't need the damn paperwork to prove something, and neither do you. The proof is in what you do. The proof is in how you do it. And if you're good at it, that's different. So when you accomplish something and when you reach a goal and you're proud of yourself for doing something, it's okay to talk about it and to pat yourself on the back and say that, you did something. And I'd like to give a shout out to my fucking self right now and give myself some props and give myself some support and clap for me for once, because I'm finally learning how to love myself and give myself credit for shit I've done. I think that's okay to do. I think it's okay for you to do. The fact that people pop up and say, oh, well, you didn't do that much, whatever, fuck. That's bull, and don't listen to it. It's bull. I'm over it. And like I say, since we're going to talk about certificates, let me pull out all the stuff from the Army that I did. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to seem like an egotistical bitch that's just sitting here showing off, so I don't do that. I try not to do that a lot. In a video I just made a second ago, I did because I had to prove a point. But typically I don't, I'm not into dick measuring contests, so I try to keep my mouth shut. It's like people don't get it, and then you gotta, and then, they force you to come out with something to smash the whole thing, because it's getting old. And then all of a sudden, you're this mean person for saying whatever and just calling somebody out. I'm over it. Fuck it. Don't let anybody do that to you. Don't let anybody do that to you. For real. Don't. You deserve better. If you did something and you want to give yourself credit for it and talk about it and say that you're a good person or you've achieved something, you know what? Do it. Do it. All the stuff I've done in my life, you won't see me brag about it like that. You won't see me do it because that's not why I'm here. That's not why I'm here. I don't have any reason to be that way. I really don't. But tonight, I choose, especially considering how today went and how awful so many people were towards me today. It wasn't just one, it was like 3 or 4. But there were some people today that were just like, over the top, attacking me and had no idea what the fuck they were even talking about. None of them did, which is really weird. You think somebody who's going to attack you would do it because they knew what was going on and had something meaningful to say about it, but that's not it. Like I say, if somebody hasn't been following me around like a puppy all day long, watching everything I do, they wouldn't know how hard I fucking work to accomplish the things I accomplish. I'm working too. Some people think they're the only ones that bust their asses for something. That's not true. A lot of people bust their asses for the things they have. And I imagine most of them do. That's what it is. Having something or accomplishing something requires work. That's the whole idea. And yeah, that's just how it is. Especially if you want to be legitimate. Oh, and by the way, you don't have to prove that shit to somebody who's just sitting there talking shit about you. The legitimate thing, if the people who taught you and the people who you are helping with whatever it is you're doing, if they know you're legitimate, like I say, the proof is in the pudding. The truth will be revealed one way or another. The truth will be revealed in good time. So you don't stress that shit. Don't stress it. Don't worry about somebody trying to discredit you or whatever. Don't. If you know what you're doing, time will tell. Time will tell. I think that's it for tonight. I think I've had enough for now. But that I had to tell you all about some things because like a lot has happened lately, and I think y'all deserve to know, what's going on, and I think you deserve the positive words, and I think you deserve for somebody to be honest with you. And I'm going to do that because there's no other way to be. It's not worth being any other way. So I just want you to know what's up and what I'm thinking. And I hope that what I said tonight was helpful. And, if you have questions, whatever, you can always get in touch with me. I'm very responsive and to my messages. So, don't be afraid to get in touch and ask me something or whatever. It's totally cool. I'll talk to you anytime. But I hope that helps. I hope that gave you some insight and some gave you some clarity on some things. And like I say, don't let anybody tell you you're not good enough, because let me tell you right now, the person who's trying to call you out and squash you is the person who's not feeling good enough. And you'll be able to know when you see it, because it'll be the same person who's trying to overcompensate for everything the fuck else they do. Just watch, and remember what I just said, and just watch it play out, because it's the same every time. Those people are the same every time. It never changes. It never changes. So just keep an eye out and let me know what you see, because I'm telling you that's how it is. It's the same every time. Oh, I'm afraid I'm not good enough. I better be an overachiever. I better blah, blah, blah. Oh, well, that son of a bitch, they're not doing anything important. They're just whatever. That's somebody who is projecting their shit on somebody else. And has something to do with you. That's why you don't need to worry about squashing it or getting revenge or any of that shit. It's not about you. It's about them. It really, really is. Yeah. And I'll probably do a whole other video about that too later on, but like right now I gotta take a break because it's late. But I just wanted to say that because I thought it was important and I wanted y'all to know. And I want to be able to tell people what's up. And I'm hoping I gave you a little bit of insight there and something to think about. So I want to say good luck to everybody who is working on something right now. I just want to give you some props and some shout outs to everyone who is trying to do something and accomplish something right now, which I imagine is, probably all of you in one way or another. And I want you to know that you can do it and everything is going to be okay. Just, eyes on the prize and stick to your plan, and everything will be okay. And just keep pushing until you get to the goal you want. You just have to keep pushing, but you'll thank yourself in the end for having the discipline and the maturity to get through it and get to the end goal and be done with it. And you'll have only yourself to thank for it. So that makes it worth it. Okay. So that's it for tonight. Thank you for listening. And just believe in yourself and just trust yourself and trust your efforts and everything you're doing, because you are on the right path. And it's okay to talk about good things you've done, and it's okay to have confidence in yourself, and it's okay to give yourself credit for something. It's okay. So thank you.